Welcome to 2026. Welcome to social media land. Welcome to the land of exposing the weak men. Land of exposing all the simps and the beta males. Because that's what we living in. If you're a beta male simp, you paying her all this attention. She don't give a fuck about you. The sooner you realize that, the better, dog. These people out here, these other men, these people who you used to know, friends back in the day, they don't give a fuck about you unless you got something to offer them, right? Like if they know you financially stable, they'll reach out to you for money. But you having money and opportunity, that's the only reason that person even is reaching out to you, is trying to talk to you at all. So the best thing you can do is ignore those type of people. You got to surround yourself with people that's doing better than you, that's in a higher position than you, so that way your ass can grow. Your ass can have the proper mindset and put your head on straight, because right now you ain't doing that shit. And all those people, they will use you, right? They will take advantage of you if they sense that you're weak. If you're having your hand out, if you're being all nice and friendly, right? Open door policy type shit, those motherfuckers are going to walk all over you day in and day fucking out. Because nobody outside of the person inside this head, inside of your head, right? That's the only person that really gives a fuck about you, right? That's really finna put in this work and effort for you. The rest of these surrounding people, it don't matter. It does not matter. You better be going 110% about yourself, bro. 110% about your own future, who you want to be in life. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Right? Nobody else values your time, energy, and nothing that you got going on besides what you can offer them. So you better understand that, hey, I need to cut these people off. I need to stop doing this shit. I need to get on my grind. If you working a 9 to 5, cool, work that 9 to 5. But guess what? You getting up earlier, 2-3 hours earlier than when your job starts, and you hitting the gym for an hour. Right? You reading a book, you working on your business. And then when you get off of work, you're doing the same thing. Hitting the gym, working on your business, doing something extra to work on your craft to help yourself grow. Because if not, the system that you live in is going to keep you in place. Working that same job with limited growth, with limited income, all right? You're still going to have a car payment. You still going to have bills. You still going to have to pay your rent. You still going to have to pay for your phone, all that shit. The bills ain't going away. But the system in place, you have a ability to hinder that, right? To change that. The trajectory that's going based off how much work you're doing, as far as separating yourself. The average person, they playing video games, right? So they work their 9 to 5, pay their little bills, drive home. They might watch a movie on Netflix. The person who's running Netflix, the owner who's making millions and billions of dollars, they probably don't even watch TV. Keep it 100 with you. That person don't watch TV because they're above the system. They're above the consumerism. They're letting all these people who just regular watch that shit while they grind. But that's besides the point. Getting on your grind means like, okay, this 2-3 hours of Netflix, cut that shit out. I need to be working on my craft. I need to be working on another skill, another income stream, something else that's going to keep me afloat and keep me above water. Because you doing that same stuff, that's going to leave you in the exact same scenario. So you better just go ahead and decide what you need to do to fucking grow. Because growth, that's going to bring growth and results. Results is what brings new people into your life. But growth comes from doing the uncomfortable, doing things that nobody else want to do, staying up later than anybody else, getting up earlier than anybody else when you don't feel like it, and putting in more and more and more and more hours. That's what separates the good from the great. Right? An artist who only works on art one time a month, it ain't gonna be as good as somebody who doing that shit 2 to 3 times a day. The barber who cuts 2 heads a month, it ain't gonna be like a barber who in a shop all day cutting 30, 40 heads a day. His craft, his efficiency is going to be so much higher. That goes with anything you get up and decide to start, any skill you get up and decide to start. Because you know why? Because good and great, everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. But what you're doing with that time, right? How you're spending every minute of that day is what matters. When you go to a job, they're going to pay you a wage per hour. So everybody else who's working there, who's making that same wage per hour, they're basically saying, okay, your value is the same as all these other people in here. That's how they value your time. That's how they think of you. That's how low level they think of you. Your value is worth the same as everybody else in there, right? Which means that they think that you ain't no better than anybody else there. So what do you need to do? Okay, like I just said, you need to hone your craft and hone your skills so that you have way more skills, way better work ethic than the person next to you. So you have to demand a higher wage. Right. If you have to work that job temporarily to get yourself in another situation, it's okay to work a job. But once you work in that job, you have to smartly use that money, the disposable income that you have after you pay your bills, use that money to go and then fund something else, right? Save and invest towards a business. But when you have that business, have a solidified business plan about how you want to do and grow that business and present it to somebody who knows what they're doing. Because that's going to be how you grow. Right? And if you don't have that level of thinking, don't have that level of thinking. This is not for people who not trying to be somebody in life. This is not for somebody who just want to be an average Joe for the rest of their life. This is for somebody who really wants to grow and get out of the field of whatever they're in. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like you, ambitious dude, a dude who's in power, a dude who has a lot going on, he don't have time to play with nobody, right? And just waste all this time, video games, Netflix, hanging out, party, drinking, clubs, all that. I put that away a while ago. Once I saw, what life was really about, I stopped all the partying, the drinking clubs, chasing women. All that stuff is just a waste of fucking time. Because she automatically know that if you're chasing her, you're low value. You automatically not her best option. The more effort that you're putting into dating her, the more time allotted that you're giving her, how you're talking, how you're speaking with her, just a regular dialogue, that's automatically telling her what you are as a dude. And that's automatically disqualifying you, right? Probably gonna leave you ghosted. At some point, she's going to end the interaction because you're doing so much chasing. You're doing so much validating. Which the men that she really into, that she really like, they're not even paying her much attention, no matter how good she look. She already knows her only value is how she looks. As men, right, our value, we can't just look good and be high value. Right? You can't just be 6 feet with a six-pack abs, 6 inches and a tight jawline, and then all of a sudden you got shit rolling in. That's gonna get you in the door to a lot of situations, but that doesn't determine your value, because there's plenty of dudes out there who got all that going on. That don't determine your value. You have to actually build something. So it's gonna come down to work ethic. It's no secret. It's just work ethic. Working at your craft. Breaking down your day, seeing how much time you spending doing these other things that don't really matter versus how you gonna spend time elevating your life. All right. So you can decide what you want to do. But just know that the value that you bring to the table is gonna come in and day out work. Where you end up in life is a direct reflection of the work you putting in. That's basically that's the gist of the whole life and success. Day in, day out, consistency work. That's the results you're going to get.